And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Kasarian, and welcome back to Industrial Rotation. All right, how are we all doing today? Good? Good. Glad to hear it. All right. So I'm just coming back from a bit of a mining expedition here. Oops, not that. And not too much going on today. Well, okay. That's not entirely accurate. I made these, all right? All of the machines I'm going to need for extra bees. Literally all of the machines. Yeah, I had a bit of free time at work because it wasn't that busy, so, yeah, I ended up getting all my stuff done and then ending playing Minecraft. So I made this building. Yeah, you can't really see it, but it's kind of a honeycomb design. See, these are kind of like honeycombs. Yeah, cool, right? And I did some more work with bees. Bees, yes. So our industrial apiaries are running. I have Imperials, I have Industrious, I have a standard forest set, I have cultivateds running. Over here, I have lustered. What are lustered bees? Well, lustered bees are from the Extra Bees mod, actually. At least I think they're from Extra Bees. Let me check. I think they are. Yeah, they are, I think. All right, yeah. Okay. They're from the Extra Bees mod, and what they let us do, the Extra Bees mod in general, basically gives us a whole bunch of bees that produce a bunch of different stuff for us, okay? And what we can do is we can make bees that produce things that are pretty cool and work out pretty well for us. Nova Frame. Are those craftable now? Or are those still... No, they're not craftable. Okay. I didn't think so. Those are really for testing. They guarantee mutation of some sort, and they kill the bee in one tick. So anyways, as you can see, we've done a bit of work, and I also now have an ME system set up here. Okay, why? Well, let's go downstairs and let's take a look at what's going on down here. First thing you want to notice is I have these conduits here that are automatically pulling out. The nice thing about these automation upgrades is that when they cycle, they automatically put the drones back in here. Only if it's full will excess drones wind up over here. And with the industrial apiaries, like the normal ones, you cannot pull out of these two slots. It just doesn't work. It won't let you pull out of them. So if we drop down here, we can see, oh, there's a setup down here. Yeah, Buildcraft. Buildcraft. Okay. The reason we have this is that, as you can see, our Ender IO conduits, item conduits, are pulling out of the apiaries and sending the items down into this chest. Items are then being pulled out by these redstone engines. Same thing on this side into this iron pipe. Then it goes into this pipe. This is an apiarist's pipe. It's kind of like a diamond pipe for bee stuff. All right, so if I open this up, you can see, oh, sorting options. So what I've said is that any bees that come in here go out the black line, and any items go out red, which is straight ahead. So you can see items just got sent out. The black line sends items into this gold chest, which then go down into this analyzer. The analyzer is basically the beealyzer, but in a standalone block format, and it's powered by liquid honey. Okay? So the bees drop in here, they get analyzed, all right? Then they get pulled out of there and routed back around somewhere. Where the heck do I send them? They're coming out of here, they're going, oh right, they're going underground, up here, and then they're coming straight across here and into this apiarist's chest, okay? Nice, right? Right. So they're going into the apiarist chests. I may change that out for, I think it's called an indexer, I want to say. The heck is that? No, apparently it's not called an indexer. That may be from a mod that I used to play with that I removed, or that I played with in previous versions. I don't remember. Anyways, so it goes out, goes into the apiarist's chest. Cool. All right, so items continue on, and then they drop into the centrifuge where they're separated, all right? After they pass through the centrifuge, they go into this diamond pipe. Honeydew and honey drops are being routed down one of these lines. They're being routed up white. Okay, that's white. So they're coming up white, and then they're dropping into this squeezer, okay? The squeezer turns them into liquid honey. The liquid honey is then pulled out and sent into the analyzer through fluid conduits. Well, first into the tank, and then into fluid conduits, all right? I'm using a clay pipe. Remember, that's an insertion pipe. So if they can't go in here, and you can see I have the rest of the inventory blocked out, they're then sent back up to the main line. All right, the main line then proceeds forward into this chest, which serves as a transition point that goes over into this item conduit. This item conduit runs through here and then connects into that ME interface. And if you remember correctly, or I don't think I ever showed you this, but this interface is pulling out on brown and inserting into here on brown. There's another chest over here somewhere that's pulling out on green and inserting into the centrifuge over here, also on green. Okay, so I can manually process combs if I have to. So that's my quick and dirty bee sorting slash maintaining setup that's going on. And you can see we built up quite a few drones in here, cultivated, forest, etc. Okay, so what do we do with these lustered bees? Well, with the lustered bees, they produce these nickel combs. Well, you can probably guess what the nickel combs do. See, pulling out and going into the centrifuge. Nice. And what should happen is things get produced, pulled out, and they should wind up back in here. So we get these nickel grains from those nickel combs, okay? And I think these are actually a guaranteed chance off the nickel combs, which is pretty sweet for us, okay? And there's just a ME chest downstairs. So with these nickel grains, we can use them to make nickel dust. Nice. So we now have a slow but steady supply of nickel. And when I say slow, I mean painfully, agonizingly slow, okay? Seriously, it's bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, the first thing we're going to take is we're going to take our genetic sampler, and we're going to drop him right here, okay? You can see he requires, well, again, we're using Gendustry, an unbelievable amount of power. He has an internal buffer space of 1,000,000 RF, okay? And then we're going to take our replicator or imprinter. I think we should put the imprinter down next to it. And then we should take our replicator. No, not yet. Let's take our transposer and shove him there. Okay, there we go. So we have all those. We have those machines now set up. That's pretty sweet. Okay. Actually, one thing I do want to do here is I want to get out my wrench, my Yeta wrench, because I need to see what the conduits are doing down here. Okay, so why don't I do this? Why don't I take my sampler, and I'm going to put it over here instead. And what I'm going to do is that item conduit, yeah, there we go. Extract on brown. So it's going to pull items out of this now. That's what I wanted. Okay, good. So how does this work? Well, that's a good question. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to be pulling the traits off of these bees. If you remember, bees have specific traits, right? Right. And what we want to do is we want to copy those traits. So for example, if I take some of my forest drones and I stick them into my sampler, which is over here. So I put them there. And then what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to take some of my labware, and I need some of these blank samples. So why don't we go get some blank samples out from over here, okay? Okay. Yes, bees. I know. A lot of you guys don't especially like bees, but that's mostly because bees are, well, bees have a reputation for being boring. Oh gosh, we put down a lot of Gendustry machines. Great. It's going to be doing this for a little bit. Pain in the neck. Blank gene samples. Okay, we just have to wait for this thing to turn back on. Come on, get enough power in ya. You know you can do it. All right, well, we should just wait for a minute then. Yeah, all right, I forgot about this. This is the downside to Gendustry. It eats power, all right? And so what we're going to do is I'm actually just going to take off the imprinter, and the transposer's done. So is the sampler. So with that turned off, I think we should have enough power in our system, maybe? Let's take a look. Gosh. Okay, good. So we can get ourselves a bunch of these blank gene samples. Let's get ourselves like 32 of them, maybe. And then what I also want to do is I want to get myself some, oh, what's this stupid thing called? What's labware? We want to get ourselves some more labware. Oh, gosh. How many diamonds do I have anyways? Okay. That's actually decent. I'm not unhappy about that. Sometimes it's faster just to do this. And we'll drop that in there. There. Plenty of labware for us. Good. Labware is one of those things. It's actually not expensive. I mean, each labware is 1/16 of a diamond. So that's not too bad. Okay, what am I looking for here? We wanted our genetic sampler, right? Right. So let's put that in there, and let's fill that up, and then let's come back over to here. And we aren't going to be using the Mutatron anytime soon. Okay. So we're going to take our blank samples, and we're going to put them in here. And what's going to happen is that as our bees are going to be consumed. Notice that the bee actually got straight up consumed by the process. And it's going to produce a sample. Gene sample. Now, I don't know what that sample was. We can look in here. Humidity tolerance, none. Well, that's pretty useless. So what's going to happen is we're going to keep processing. And I'm looking for one sample in particular. And it's luck, by the way, what you get pulled off. See, I just got a second humidity tolerance, none. So it's really kind of luck what you actually get pulled from in there. And of course, part of the problem is this is going to slow down as we're using up more and more power. So let's see what that was. Yep, all right, that wasn't the one I wanted. So sometimes when you do this, it will literally take forever for you to get the sample that you really want. Now, the good thing is that when you do this, yeah, see, you can actually take these samples and throw them in a furnace. Any sort of smelting operation. Furnace, alloy furnace, or alloy smelter, whatever you want to call it. Powered furnace, anything. And it'll actually pull off, it'll wipe these back to blank. So they're not wasted at any point. I mean, of course, you're consuming the labware, which is the part that's actually relatively expensive. Fertility 3, that's what I wanted. Okay, so what we can do here is I'm actually going to pull the automation. Well, actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to pull the clustered queen out of there, and we're actually going to stick her. No, we don't want to do that. Okay. We'll leave her in there. What I want to do is take my imprinter. Did I not put it down yet? I really thought I put it down. Oh, it's right, it's right there. Let's throw that down there. We'll let that run. I don't know if I have any rocky bees laying around somewhere. I might somewhere else. Yeah, okay. I might have to actually do this with my... well... I know that Rockies have what I'm looking for is the problem. Yeah. Alright. Unweary, common, unweary, forest. Rockies have most of the traits that I really want. So the problem is I need to find some. So I really don't want to cut the video here either, though. Yeah. Alright, fine. Is this still running over here? Okay, we can actually pull these out now because there's nothing else we really want out of there. So we can throw this all back in here. Oops. Okay, so now that that's done, I really don't have any more rocky bees anywhere. Let's check out front. Maybe I have some over there. I could have sworn I had some more. It's funny, other series I've played, I've been up to my eyeballs in rocky bees, and for some reason in this series, I haven't been able to find many. Which is irritating because they actually have the traits that I like. And I don't really want to do anything funky to my... Alright, let's see what I have in here. Common, common, common forest. Rocky drones anywhere? Ugh. Well, that's a pain in the neck. Alright, well, let me, What are you? A Valiant Queen. Interesting. Okay. I didn't realize I'd had a Valiant Queen laying around. Alright, so I'm gonna have to cut here. I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, I'm back, guys. I had to go hunting around through my, mining caves, and I found a hive I hadn't opened up yet. Alright, so, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna find our imprinter, which is over here. And, right, we can't do it directly anymore. Okay. Or I don't know if we are ever able really to. So we put our bee in there, and then we're going to need to find something called a template, or make something called a template. And my network's going to be flipping out because I'm charging something, so let's do this quickly. Template. Template. Clicky. Genetic template. Awesome. Another diamond. Okay. So all we need to do is, if we look at this, samples can be added. We're going to put fertility 3 on. And if you hold shift, you can see that there are 13 traits bees can have. It says 1 out of 13 chromosomes. We're missing a lot of information. That doesn't matter, okay? All we care about is the fact that it has that fertility marker on it right now, okay? Come on, let me through. So, that's a good thing, all right? We can now use this template. Oh, and notice that the gene sample just got made blank. Right. Doesn't matter because that's the only thing we're going to be doing to this thing. So we're going to take our imprinter, we're going to put it right there. We're going to take some labware, and we're going to put it up there. And now it's going to run. And what it's going to do is that it's going to process the bee and give it the trait on this. So it's going to give it fertility 3. Okay? Now, if you remember, rocky bees are very, very, very good in everything except for production. Because... where was it? Where is my beealyzer? There it is. If you look at the bee, you can see, all right, yeah, okay, rocky, lifespan short, whatever. Production speed slowest, that's not good. Pollination slower, that's not good. Flower type rocks, that's pretty nice. Fertility, 1. Territory, meh. Effect, none. But look at this. Climate, normal. Humidity, normal. Temperature, both 1. Humidity, both 1. So it can survive in a lot of places. Diurnal, yes, so it runs during the daytime. Nocturnal, yes, so it runs at night. Tolerant flyer, yes, so it actually runs during storms. And cave dwelling, yes, it doesn't need to see the sky. Cool, right? Right. I like it. The reason I like it is because it has all of these traits in this entire page. The downside is, I mean, rocky combs are pretty much useless, and this thing has pretty much no capacity to... there's no reason to really work with them, right? Right. So what we're doing instead is we're going to extract the traits. The problem with extracting the traits is, you remember looking at that, it had fertility 1. So it's only going to produce 1 bee at a time, which isn't too good for getting the traits. So what we've done is we've given it fertility 3. Okay, let's take a look. Put him in there, fertility 3. Aha! So now we're going to get extra drones. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop you in there. Okay? Now remember, they have short lifespan, so they're just going to keep running. Okay? You can see lifespan modifier 6%. So they're going to have 6% normal lifespan while they're in here. Okay? Now, what we're also going to do simultaneously to that is we're going to look at our cultivated drones a little bit. All right? So let's take a look at this guy. Actually, wait. We could just do the whole stack, can't we? So I'm going to put him in here. Lifespan short, production speed fast. That's good. Nice, good speed. So we can drop these guys into our sampler over here, and hopefully we can manage to get some good traits off of it, like good production speed. So why don't we just drop 8 of them in? Okay? And we're going to let that spin down. In the meantime, we're letting these guys run, and I may, if I have an automation upgrade here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shove the automation upgrade in there. Because that's just going to let him cycle. Because remember, we're just trying to get a lot of material. We're just trying to get a lot of drones out of him. We don't really care about anything else. Just the fact that we'll get a lot of drones. Okay? So that's running. That's running. The sampler's running. Let's see what we've gotten so far. Cave dwelling, night, speed. Okay, so that's going to run. And this guy should eventually get us that speed information. We may not actually get it on that pass, but it doesn't really matter. Okay? Now, what I want to do also is I actually don't want fertility on most of my bees. And the reason for that is that I have a very big distinction between production line bees, quote-unquote, and quote-unquote normal bees. okay? Because production line bees, well, you don't want them to generate a lot of drones because that's just something you have to deal with, okay? Now, the other thing we have here is the protein liquefier. And the protein liquefier is used in the genetic replicator. So I'm going to stick the replicator down right over here. Okay, he requires liquid DNA and protein. And what he does is if you give him a complete template, he will create a bee with that template. Now, the bee will want to degrade. You can prevent him from degrading, but it can be something of a pain in the neck. Now, the way you do this is that you want to get yourself a protein liquefier. Boom. And a DNA extractor. Now, actually, hold on. I want to put these upstairs. Yeah. We're running out of space is the problem. So let me yoink that. And then, what are you up to? I don't really want to move you is the problem. We'll take the transposer out. And we're going to put our DNA extractor. Boom. And our protein liquefier. Boom. Okay? So those guys are going to charge up. They take a lot of... You can see the DNA extractor takes over 4 million RF. And the DNA extractor requires labware. The protein liquefier doesn't, all right? You just need to drop some sort of meat protein containing thing in there for it to... not sensitize. For it to synthesize the bee with. Okay? So let's see if we have any meat in here somewhere. Rotten flesh. Will that work in there? Maybe. We'll see. All right, so we got that. Conduit. Okay. Do we have any fused quartz laying around somewhere? I think we do. I think it's in here. Here we go. Hey, and my power network hasn't gone to hell yet. That's nice. Okay, what do we need? We need some conduit binder. All right, conduit binder. There we go. Thank you very much. All right. So let's get this guy hooked up. Okay. Let's run back over to here. Now we're going to want to use the nicer ender fluid conduits for this eventually. But okay, so the protein liquefiers, we're going to put that there and that there. And we're going to put this there. But what we're going to do is we're going to unconnect that. Okay? This is why I love these pipes. We'll connect that, and then we'll connect that. All right, good. Wait a second here. That's the imprinter. Imprinter, what is the imprinter doesn't need any liquids. Okay, good. So you shouldn't be connected at all. No, you're not. Okay, good. And then what we want to do is we want to shift left click, extract without signal, and extract without signal. Perfect. Okay. So the protein liquefier works by taking any sort of protein-containing material. What do you need? Meat block, raw meat, cooked meat, chicken, beef, raw meat, or raw pork chop. And it turns it into protein. The DNA extractor needs labware in it, and it takes bees. So let's, common... Will you stack? No. Let's take all of these crappy forest drones we have here. The downside is we can't just resort this inventory, which is kind of nasty. And you. Okay. And then let's go into our DNA extractor, and what we can do is we can just drop a common drone in. All right, and that's going to run, and that's going to give us DNA, or bDNA, or as people who are prone to puns like to say, BNA. And that will be the point at which they get hit by their viewers for making terrible puns on camera. So what I'm doing, in essence, and that was, yes, that was my timer going off. And am I out of hoppers? Do I have any chests laying around? Apparently not even a chest laying around. Thank you. Oh, but a hopper requires iron plates. Yeah, okay, hold on. So what I'm doing is I'm going to start making my production bees and getting those up to snuff, all right? And production bees... Are you going to produce what I want you to produce? That's the... Okay, yes. Okay, good. My production bees are basically going to have... I don't care about the lifespan. I don't care really about the species. All I care about is their production Speed, they're flower type, because trust me, you want to have just either normal flowers or something like stone as the flower type. And that's basically all I'm going to care about, okay? So why don't I just chuck these in here? Thank you much. Thank you. And we're just going to let our bees be processed down into something, you know, we can actually use. Right? Right. Bees. All right, so let's come over here. We have our DNA extractor. Bloink. And you can see one of our first bee has now been processed. Beautiful. All right, so let's stick all these guys in here. Or as many of them as will fit. And this guy is just going to run. All right, that's all we need to worry about. He's just going to run. Awesome, right? Right. And this industrial apiary, we're just going to... we'll throw it right there for right now. Do you share power between you? I don't think they do. I don't think they share power side to side, which is unfortunate. All right, so we'll put our genetic transposer down right there. The transposer just moves traits around. It's no big deal. Okay, so this guy's running. Yeah, he's running. You can see we're producing more and more rocky drones. That's good. Our sampler is run, and let's see what we have here. Cave dwelling, ignore, speed, flower, speed, slowest. All right, so we'll take that, though we can process. That we don't, these ones we don't care about. Ignore day, night, false, we don't care about. Cave dwelling, false, we don't want. That we care about, but we only need one of them. No temperature tolerance, no humidity tolerance we care about. Speed, fast, perfect. Okay. Species cultivated, we'll keep one of those around. Flowering, slowest, we don't care about, right? And effect none we'll keep around. So let's come back out to here. And let me show you that these things can be pretty quickly and easily processed back down. Okay. So we have our alloy smelter. We could just throw them. You don't see the alloy smelter as smelting, do you? No, you don't. Oh, interesting. We can get liquid DNA. Cool. And we can squeeze it out into liquid DNA too. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to have to smelt this out someplace else. Best bet, I think, is actually going to be in my main smelting, my processing area. I didn't realize that we couldn't actually smelt. Well, so because the way things are programmed, this uses a different system. Yeah, so Ender.io actually uses a different system. Really? I get XP from this? Well, that's cool. That's cool. I didn't know that. Awesome. As I was saying, Ender.io uses like a different smelting recipe system, so some things have to be coded in manually. And apparently this is not one of them. So anyways, guys, this has been Mr. Kassarian. You guys now know what I'm going to be doing the next few episodes. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Until then, happy mining, guys.